In the great expanse of evil dwells monsters and beasts and evil beings that fight against the forces of good, heroes. And today we're going to be looking at two characters that join this evil, that fight against good. They're joining the movement. They're joining the ranks of those that would fight and destroy and want to plot the end of heroes like He-Man. Today, we're looking at
Super Dave here with another exciting review, and today on episode 10 of figures, playsets, and accessories that work well with MOTU Classics, we're going to be looking at two action figures that were made by McFarland Toys for Fortnite, or depicting Fortnite characters, but we're going to see some unmade or never put in figure form MOTU Classics figures from Timeline, from the backstory, that we're going to turn these characters in. One is actually in the book. One I'm making up myself, kind of. You can find the characters I'm going to describe in the Masters of the Universe, a character guide and world compendium. And the first one we're going to be looking at is what Fortnite calls the Ice King. And this character, and there's a picture of the depiction that artists have made of him, fans of him, and there's even a thread dedicated to him at heman.org. And he is mentioned twice in the canon, the timeline, the backstory of MOTU Classics. But doesn't this look like, now if you're a great custom, here's a formula of how you can make your own out of different classics figures and maybe having to cast some parts. But man, when I saw this guy, I thought of the great black wizard, his darked out face, his black trim. It's got that purple and blue, but we're going to take a look at him. But first of all, let me read to you what the backstory says. If you have this book, it's on page 51. It says, from 2008, the great black wizard was a skull-faced sorcerer and an evil warlord from Eternia's distant past. His magic gave Snakeface the power to turn victims into stone. He also created the dragon-human hybrid Drago-Man and took part in the second and third Ultimate Battlegrounds, fighting alongside Horde, the Snake Men, Skeleton, and the Unnamed One. And so you can find some of that information in on the bio card of Drago-Man. So the great black wizard created him. It's also believed that he was a part of the evil mystics in the Dunes of Doom, which is also mentioned in the backstory. So he may have been one of the ones that trained Count Marzo to make him a 5th degree wizard, dark wizard. And so obviously the great black wizard would be an amazing character. Now it's also speculated that he may have been the one, the great black wizard created this shaping staff that of course Evil Lynn got a hold of in one of the Filmation episodes, where the owner or the holder can conjure up any image and become any form when they have the shaping staff, just by zapping either themselves or someone else to create or make them look exactly like somebody else. And so there's just a lot of neat backstories to some of these things that you can explore. But that's one theory. But the next one we're going to look at is this guy right here, which is really cool. I mean, if this guy does not scream MOTU Classics, he just looks like he fits so perfectly with Masters of the Universe, especially the evil bad guys. And if you turn in the book to page 123, there's a figure called Korg. Now, I'm going to call this guy Korg based on the bio. Now, it's not exact, but what I'm going to pretend in my MOTU Classic story is that this was a beast warrior, part of the beast men, like similar to where Beast Man came from, the Great Vine Jungle. And he was a warrior, and during one of the battles, he fell in the lava falls, like back there in Snake Mountain, the lava falls, and it burned him. And Horde Prime allowed him to live, kind of like he did Skeletor. But he has that crusted, lava hardened stone looking body with glowing parts. And He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, have tried to chain him up, but he's able to melt through. He's able to just melt through the metal and escape. So he doesn't, he's got these chains, stuff around his neck, and where they've tried to capture him, but they just can't succeed. And he's got the crystals just that formed, kind of like, you see the stones that come out of lava and volcanoes. So this Korg is now Volcano-Man, and he is a creation of mine. This is my backstory. He used to be a beast man, one of the beast men. Of course, his hair would have been burned off, and he's got that beastly strength, but he now has turned into Volcano-Man, or Korg, formerly known as Korg. He was a protector of beasts, and now he is Lava Man or Volcano Man. And so that's pretty cool. That's the backstory I'm creating. All right, let's get to it. Let's check these guys out over at the review booth with the awesome backdrop of Snake Mountain. The Great Black Wizard. And the Beast Man, Korg, who has become Volcano-Man. All right, as we come over here to the review booth, let's first take a look at the Great Black Wizard. And of course, he's holding the shaping staff that he created. This is what we're going to go with anyway. All right, let's check him out. First of all, he has got some limited movability as far as his head is concerned. And one of the things that I did just right off the bat is I cut with an X-Acto knife back here this part of the hood so that I could lift that hood, because otherwise that does not move. I mean, it's completely stationary. Now the head underneath can be moved, and that's what's strange about it. Now I did not move or break the part where it's connected at the front. That way it stays in place. Now might do that later, but if you bend back that forward, you can see, or as you can see, that head is movable. You can move it to the left, the right, up and down. It has a great range of motion. It is on a ball joint and a neck joint, but as long as that hood is over it, you can't do anything. Now again, there is the picture, the depiction of the Great Black Wizard. Now, if you've kept up with some of the other action figures that I've used in the line, maybe in some other videos, you may have spotted this guy. I put Thor's head on him actually, and made this a space suit for my space people like the Avengers and some of the other characters that I use. I actually take this head off. But this guy is from Jazzware's Fortnight, and I forget what his name is, but he has that skull face. He also comes with a helmet. But if you take that off, you can bend that hood forward and pop off that head, off that ball joint, and place a little tacky underneath that head here, and pop that on that ball socket, and then just maneuver that hood back in place. You might want to heat it up with the hairdryer trick a little bit, but you can, if you want a skull face, add a skull face to the Great Black Wizard, and the blue actually matches his outfit. Totally cool, right? So that is really neat. So that's one idea that you can certainly do if you want to. That is an idea. But now I have a Great Black Wizard. Now he has a butterfly joint. He has the ability to go all the way around. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hinges and swivel at the wrist, and you can bend those in whatever direction you need to get that to work. Those gauntlets do not turn. He's got a ball joint system in his diaphragm here, but it is limited. Now you can bend forward about that much and pretty much not at all back. This little shoulder pad here does move and turn like it's on a single. It may just be wrapped around that. I'm not sure how that's attached, but it is movable. But you can turn him from side to side and get not very much on going that way. All right, he can do full splits. Like these McFarlands, they don't really get much of a thigh swivel. He does have double jointed knees, which are big joints under that knee pad there. No boot cut, but he can swivel at the foot, get tiptoes, go up, and depending on how you turn that, again, you can get rockers. You have to turn that joint, and has toe pivot. So that's your articulation for this Ice King that I have turned into the Great Black Wizard. And if you know anything about these McFarland Fortnite figures, they are very hard to stand up, but at least you do get a Fortnite stand to go with them. All right, one of the things that I'll mention too as far as accessories, if you and let's just look at the ones he comes with. He comes with this really cool weapon with that flame in the middle. Check out how that flame catches the light. That is really cool. He also comes with this really cool sword. Now I'm going to use this with him even as the Great Black Wizard. He's going to come very well armed with this sword that almost looks like it could double as a bottle opener. So that's cool. And he comes with this part that can be attached to his back. You know how most of them come with a backpack? Well, his comes with a like a little loin thing that can attach back there. So that's cool. It plugs in his back. Now if you want to add some extra flair, put it upside down, put some tacky on the bottoms of those things and bend that stuff forward. Check this out. More layers. Tuck it under that hood, and then you've got more layers to your Great Black Wizard there. That's just another idea. But either way, you can you can use tacky and put that on there like that, or of course you can turn it the other way. These are just some cool ideas I thought I had that was fun. Or you can strap it to his back just like so there. All right, that pretty much covers him. Now in the pictures that I showed you earlier, it does show him with this sword, and so you could of course put him with that, and it showed him with like a flaming sword, which is actually came in the weapons pack for Dragoman, but you could certainly put that with him as well, and just add whatever flavor you want to, and do whatever you want to make this guy as much part of the MOTU canon as possible. Really cool. One idea that you may have noticed in the depiction of this character was to use King Grayskull's cape, and you could certainly figure out a way to get that on him there. And so if you wanted to do that, you could, and you might want to color somehow that felt shoulder padding so it's not so white, or whatever you wanted to do, but or just let the lighting do the trick. But just as you can see here, you could do that if you wanted to add some more thickness to this guy and add a cape. But I don't know, I think I may leave that off. You do what you want to do with that, but I think he shapes up to become a pretty awesome looking, in my opinion, Great Black Wizard, thanks to Fortnite here. Now let's look at, very quickly, not much of a difference. There's a few differences in articulation, but let's go ahead and look at the accessories for our Volcano-Man, Korg. And now let's come over here and take a look at the mighty Korg, or Volcano-Man. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. All right, here he is. Wow. He's a pretty awesome looking character, and I think he really looks great and goes great with our MOTU Classics figures. So let's first of all just take a look at his accessories, and and get a closer look at this Volcano-Man here. First thing that I want to do is just show you his backpack. Check out that backpack. Again, the chain on the end of it, and that can plug right into his back. And that's a pretty cool accessory. I think that looks neat. He also comes with this really neat helmet, which actually comes where you can pop that on his face where that chain dangles down in front. So I'm not so sure I'm that keen on that idea, but that's the way it looks like it fits based on his head shape and the way it fits on there. I don't like the chain covering his face. I may cut that off or just use that sparingly, but I do like that those crystals on the top and on his shoulders. That's just a neat effect, and on his gauntlets there, just really neat how they did that. Those crystal effects there on his body, and even on that helmet. But you see that helmet there. If you want to see a closer look at it, it is pretty cool. It's got another lock there, just as if this guy has they've tried to chain him up multiple times to no avail. It also comes with this cool axe, designed similar to some other Fortnite axes we've seen. Nice wood looking handle, really cool detail as if leather is wrapping that metal around the bottom, laminating and covering that handle. It's just really cool looking. And the design, you can kind of see that design on there, just really nice. Now this one I won't be using, but he comes with a revolver. So may use him with some other figures, maybe in my Avengers, or may give it to Punisher or somebody. But yeah, I'm not that keen on this. That does not fit in with MOTU Classics. But the other ones do. The other accessories certainly do. But there's a lot of things you could give to this guy, but he's just cool on his own. I mean, he just has some great features. He doesn't really look up that well, about that far. He'll look down until he hits that necklace around his neck there. He's got the ability to do some head pivoting. Of course, he'll turn side to side, and that neck is on a ball joint as well as the head. He can get 360. He's got let's see, just very, very minute, very limited butterfly joint there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, but that gauntlet is so thick it does kind of get in the way. It hits those crystals some. Again, swivel and hinged at the wrist. He has a really good diaphragm joint though, better than the our other guy, the Ice King. But he can crunch forward, bend forward about that much. He can bend back about that much. He of course can go side to side, so he has a good range of motion there. This actually must be frozen, because this side, look at that, this butterfly joint works a lot better. How about that? So you see, you do get a butterfly joint. This one is just frozen apparently. Okay, so we got that covered. This plastic skirt around him kind of limits his ability to bend much with his legs. I mean, you're not going to get a full split at all. He goes about that far, but he does have double jointed knees. He's going to be able to kick forward about that much. He does not have swivel anywhere much, but you can kick out to the side about that much on this side, kick back about that much. He's got the ability to do tiptoes and bend up a pretty good amount. He has good rocker joints, and he also has toe articulation. So pretty much standard with these guys. Really good articulation overall, just a little stiff and a little limited because of that the way they do the legs. I would love for them to improve those legs quite a bit going forward with some of these characters. And again, there's that backpack accessory. But he's just cool. Korg, who fell into lava. He was a beast man. He's from the Beast Men clan, from the Great Vine jungle, and he fell into some lava in one of the wars, the Great Wars, and hardened up. And thanks to Horde Prime, he brought him back to life, or gave him life, allowed him to live. He's just crusted over with that lava crusting on his face and chest and arms. There's not, that red does not follow through to the back. You see the hardening, did crust over, but they just didn't add the red like you have on the front, like the chest portion. But there you have Korg. Really cool. And there is our characters for the night. The Great Black Wizard, and of course, Korg, the Volcano-Man. And they're marching toward us, ready to fight and bring destruction to the Masters and to King Grayskull and to whoever else that they can destroy and wreak havoc in Snake Mountain. They're joining the ranks. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, comment, subscribe, and look forward to seeing you next time. Come on back and see us. Here is some new photos using these two guys. Enjoy.